Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB Daily Fantasy Preview Show for today, the 30th of June. I'm going to take a look at everything you need for your daily fantasy games on DraftKings today. From the baseball perspective, I'm going to take a look at starting pitchers, stacks of the day, how we can construct a lineup to maximise our point scoring potential. I'm going to look at foundation players that should be used as the foundations to build a winning lineup on, and a value play at each position. For anyone who hasn't had the opportunity to sign up to play daily fantasy sports at DraftKings yet, I will put a link in the description to this video to enable you to do so. I'm going to move straight in with starting pitchers. Carlos Carrasco for the Cleveland Indians, 10,800. Or is it the Cleveland Windians? 12 in a row they've won. Carrasco for me is preferable to Bumgarner as the top tier option at pitcher today with regards to both price and matchup. The Jays are above average for strikeouts. Carrasco is a shade below 1 per inning on the year. But unlike Bumgarner, who faces Oakland, who rarely strike out at all, they rank third last in baseball for strikeouts. The Jays are, as I say, slightly above average. Carrasco does come in off the back of a complete game shutout against Detroit with 7 strikeouts in that performance. The only drawback for Carrasco today is that he has had struggles with Toronto in the past. He has an ERA just a tick below 8 in 3 starts, but he hasn't faced them for a couple of years. John Lackey of the Chicago Cubs is 10,600. Lackey gets the Mets. The Mets are struggling to score runs. They rank 6th in baseball for strikeouts. Lackey has 102 strikeouts in 98 and a third this year. The risk we have is he is coming off his worst start of the year when he allowed 7 earned runs in 4 and a third against the Miami Marlins. The matchup seems to be catching New York at the right time, however, and Lackey looks a solid play. Kenta Maeda of the Los Angeles Dodgers is 9,500. Maeda has the best matchup today against the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers rank number 2 in baseball for strikeouts. Maeda is worth a shade under 1 per inning. He's got 83 in 86 and 2/3. He pitched 6 innings of 1-run ball with 8 strikeouts against the Brew Crew 2 starts ago. And finally, Carlos Rodon of the Chicago White Sox. He's 8,500. Rodon has provided at least 7 strikeouts in each of his last 3 starts. Getting that number against Kansas City is particularly impressive and may well be past his rough patch. The Twins have not experienced huge success against him in the 3 times that they have seen him in his career, and they do rank in the top third of the league for strikeouts. The White Sox offense may be problematic for the win side of things here, but 6 innings with 8 strikeouts is not an unreasonable expectation from Rodon today. For my stacks of the day, there are a couple of stacks I was looking at. The St. Louis Cardinals will get to tee off on Chris Young, a homer-prone pitcher. If the rain stays away, the forecast winds look to provide a little assistance for the hitters as well. Matt Carpenter is going to set you back 5,500. You can use him at second or third. He has the platoon advantage in this matchup. A home run off of Chris Young, a 298 average this year and 14 long balls on the season. Brandon Moss qualifies at first base, and in the outfield is 4,800. He will also hit from the right side of the platoon. He is a 255 average with 16 home runs on this season. He has not 1, not 2, not 3. He's got 4 home runs off of Chris Young. Need I say more? Matt Adams will also qualify in the stack. You'll obviously need to use Moss in the outfield because Adams is a first baseman. He's 4,200, hits from the right side of the platoon, 294, 9 home runs on the year. The other stack I'm interested in using today is the Cincinnati Reds. They get Gio Gonzalez and the Washington Nationals. Gonzalez has been struggling. He's got an ERA over 8 in his last 7 starts. That includes a 5-run effort against these very same Cincinnati Reds. First baseman Joey Votto, he's 4,400. He has 2 home runs off of Gio, 244 average and 13 long balls this year. Eugenio Suarez at third base is 3,900. Another Red with a home run off of Gio. He's a 229 average, hitting 14 home runs this year, and he's on the right side of the platoon, as is outfielder Adam Duvall for 4,200, who's a 254 hitter and 22 home runs this season. For my foundation players today at first base, I will take Edwin Encarnacion of Toronto for 4,300. He has been really hot this month. Despite the poor looking matchup, I think he's worth a play in case Carlos Carrasco struggles with the Jays again. He's a 264 hitter with 21 home runs this year. At second base, I will use Matt Carpenter, who also qualifies at third of St. Louis for 5,500. As I said earlier, he hits from the right side of the platoon on Chris Young, who's allowed a home run every start this year. Carpenter has a home run off of Young, 298 and 14 home runs. My third baseman is Manny Machado of Baltimore, who qualifies at short as well for 4,700. Obviously, the park at Safeco Field is a negative, as is the matchup with Taijuan Walker, but Machado is platoon proof. He's a quality hitter, hitting 332 this year with 18 home runs. At short, I'll take Zach Cozart of the Cincinnati Reds for 4,600. He hits with the platoon at the top of the lineup against the struggling Gio Gonzalez. He's gone 266 with 11 homers this year. And my outfielder is Ryan Braun of the Milwaukee Brewers for 4,600. He's hitting 325 with 13 homers this year. Is platoon proof. He does usually hit the Dodgers fairly well as well. You know how it is, some players just like the matchups against certain teams. For my value players at catcher, I will take Kurt Suzuki of the Minnesota Twins for 2,900. He hits from the right side of the platoon against Carlos Rodon. He's 280 hitter this year with 4 home runs, but it is a nice park, as we know. At first base, Prince Fielder of the Texas Rangers for 3,400. Fielder may just be starting to heat up. He's on a double-digit hit streak now, and New York Yankees should play well at Yankee Stadium for him in the Bronx with his stroke. Pineda has not been consistent. Fielder will hit from the right side of the platoon, has hit a home run off of Pineda. He's now up to 221 average with 7 home runs this year. My second baseman is Derek Dietrich of the Miami Marlins for 3,700. He hits from the right side of the platoon against Mike Foltynewicz, who has yet to convince me. My third baseman is Kyle Seager of Seattle for 3,600. As we know, the park at the safe is not great, but Seager has the platoon advantage and a 265 average with 15 home runs this year. Chris Tillman should regress in terms of home run allowed at some point this year because the numbers that he's been putting up are unsustainable. And at shortstop, I will take Javier Baez, who also qualifies at third. The Chicago Cub hit the grand slam that ultimately won the game against Cincinnati earlier this week. He has the platoon advantage over Steven Matz, and yet another Mets pitcher who is dealing with bone spurs in his elbow and pitching through them. Baez is a 266 hitter this year. He has 7 home runs. And in the outfielder, I'll take Justin Upton of Detroit for 3,900. Odorizzi at the Trop is another one. It's not a great matchup. There isn't a lot of really good matchups around today in this shortened slate. Upton, however, had been hot prior to this weekend and is hitting 227 with 8 home runs on the season. That's all I've got for you today. Best of luck with your lineups. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video. Hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups and have a great day.